Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to cover the current affairs of 30th of June. For mobile optimized ebooks, please install GKToday Academy app. For regular updates, please join our Telegram channel. This is the name of Telegram channel, GKToday YouTube. Now, we have started a new channel and it is Civils Academy. So, if you find it relevant, you can subscribe to it. Now, let's start. What is the minimum age limit for the voters to opt for postal ballot in Lok Sabha and Assembly polls after the revision? So recently, Law Ministry changed this upper limit. Previously, the eligibility age was 80 years. That means if you are above 80, you can vote through postal ballot. What is postal ballot? It means ballot papers are distributed electronically to the voters and then these are returned back to the election officers via post. So previously the limit was 80 years. Now those who are above 65 can vote through postal ballot. So the voters of Bihar are going to be the first beneficiary of this changed rule. Why Bihar? Because assembly elections are going to be there in Bihar. That's why the voters of Bihar will be the first one to get the benefit of this changed rule. Which union ministry has launched Nasha Mukt Bharat Annual Action Plan? So this was launched by Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, and this has been launched on the occasion of International Day Against Drugs and Illicit Trafficking. And on this occasion, that means on the occasion of International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking, UNODC, that is United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, released World Drugs Report. Now in our country, NCB is the nodal authority for the drug law enforcement. What is NCB? It is Narcotics Control Bureau. It is under MHA, that is Ministry of Home Affairs, and NCB is responsible for the implementation of NDPS Act. The NCB headquarters is in New Delhi. So this Nasha Mukt Bharat is a initiative by the government to ensure drug-free India. Which oil and gas company has launched a new technology called Battery Swapping Facility Quick Interchange Service? So this was launched by Indian Oil Corporation and this has been launched in Chandigarh. So what is the use of this new technology called QIS? It means the electric vehicles can swap their batteries at Indian Oil Corporation retail outlets. Therefore, the charging time would be upgraded. How? Because if you are going to visit their outlet, you can swap your present battery and you can get the charged battery. Therefore, you don't have to wait till the time your battery is charged. So this is going to be beneficial for electric vehicles. Now, in the context of electric vehicles, we have a scheme called FAME. FAME stands for Faster Adoption and Manufacturing of Hybrid and Electric Vehicles. And the nodal ministry for this FAME scheme is Ministry of Heavy Industries and Public Enterprises. Which technology company has launched online business guide and a training program to help people to move their business online? So this has been started by Facebook to help people to start their business online. And the name of this initiative is Boost with Facebook Summer of Support. So this is an online business guide. Now Facebook was also in news as recently multiple companies started boycotting Facebook for advertisement. And this was done because of hashtag Stop Hate for Profit campaign. Now I have already uploaded a special video on this topic. You can watch it on Civils Academy channel. So Facebook was in news because of this campaign, as this campaign and the subsequent action due to this campaign led to the loss in the market valuation of Facebook. Now Facebook was also in news as Facebook launched WhatsApp Pay in Brazil, and Brazil was the first country where this feature was launched. Recently Brazil suspended this WhatsApp Pay facility of Facebook. Now Brazil was also in news as recently Marcos Trujillo became the new president of New Development Bank. Marcos Trujillo is from Brazil. What is New Development Bank? It is BRICS Bank. BRICS stands for Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa. On which day the International Day in Support of Victims of Torture is observed by United Nations? So this is observed on the 26th of June, while on the 27th of June MSME Day is celebrated. What is MSME? MSME stands for Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises, and recently for MSME sector, Champions Portal was started by Government of India. which sports governing body has approved $1.5 billion worth COVID-19 relief plan to support its community. So recently, this was announced by FIFA, and FIFA is the highest governing body of football. Recently, it announced a COVID-19 relief plan worth $1.5 billion. Now, recently FIFA was also in news as the 2023 Women's FIFA World Cup is going to be in Australia and in New Zealand. Recently, New Zealand was in news as it announced that it is now corona-free. Apart from that, Australia was in news because of merino sheep wool, and recently Uttarakhand decided to produce this high-quality Australian merino sheep wool indigenously. Which Indian state has launched an initiative called At One Click to support MSME and textile industries? So this was launched by Gujarat government. The name of initiative is At One Click. Now recently Gujarat was also in news as FSSAI released Food Safety Index. FSSAI is under Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. So as per this index, Gujarat is on top position. While in terms of union territory, Chandigarh is on top position. Gujarat was also in news as recently TB report was released by Minister of Health and Family Welfare. Who is our present Health Minister? Dr. Harshvardhan is our present Health Minister. So recently this TB report was released, and as per this report, Gujarat is the top performer in large states category, while Nagaland and Tripura are the best performers in small states category. In terms of union territory, Dadra and Nagar Haveli and Daman and Diu is on top position. Which country is set to host the 2023 Women's FIFA World Cup? So Australia and New Zealand are going to host this World Cup, and this is first Women's World Cup that will be hosted in the Asia Pacific region. So this Women's World Cup is going to be in Australia and New Zealand, while Men's World Cup, that means FIFA World Cup of 2022, is going to be in Qatar. This one is going to be in 2023. Now Qatar is a West Asian country. The capital of Qatar is Doha. Recently, Doha was in news as a deal was signed between Taliban and USA. Taliban is a militant group of Afghanistan. Recently, Afghanistan was in news as a power sharing deal was signed between Afghanistan President Ashraf Ghani and Abdullah Abdullah. So, as per this power sharing agreement, Abdullah Abdullah is going to be the head of NRHC. What is NRHC? It is National Reconciliation High Council. So this National Reconciliation High Council is responsible for negotiating with Taliban. Now this is NRHC. Please don't be confused with NHRC, that is National Human Rights Commission. Answer in comment box whether National Human Rights Commission is a statutory body or a constitutional body. India Cycles for Change Challenge is an initiative with scheme to support cities to implement cycling-friendly initiative. So this is a part of Smart Cities mission. Recently, a web event was organized to mark the 5th anniversary of 3 urban schemes which are implemented by Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. And these 3 schemes are Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, Urban Component, Smart Cities Mission and Amrut Scheme. So this India Cycles for Change Challenge is a part of this Smart Cities mission. What is the objective of this mission? The objective is to encourage and to support the Indian cities to implement the cycling-friendly initiatives. What is the name of tree planting campaign which was recently launched by Union Culture Minister? So the name of this campaign is Sankalp Parv, and this has been started by Union Culture Ministry, and it was announced by Union Culture Minister Prahlad Singh Patel. Now what is the objective of this Sankalp Parv? It is a tree planting campaign, and as per this campaign, 5 kind of trees will be planted. We have already discussed those 5 types in our yesterday's news section. On which day the Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Day is celebrated every year? So it is celebrated on 27th of June. So 27th of June is celebrated as MSME Day. Present MSME Minister is Nitin Gadkari. His constituency is Nagpur. Nagpur is in Maharashtra. Which international organization released a report titled Money Laundering and Illegal Wildlife Trade? So this report was released by FATF. FATF stands for Financial Action Task Force. FATF is an initiative of G7. The main purpose of FATF is terror financing and money laundering. That means the main task of FATF is to combat terror financing and money laundering. Now, recently FATF was in news because of its plenary meeting. So after that meeting, it was decided that Pakistan is going to stay in the grey list. Apart from that, FATF was also in news as recently it released money laundering and illegal wildlife trade report. And this is first such report which focus on the wildlife trade. So FATF has mentioned that illegal wildlife trade is a global threat and it has links to other organized crimes like slavery, drug trafficking and arms trade. So the headquarters of FATF is in OECD Secretariat. What is OECD? It is Organization of Economic Cooperation and Development. It is in Paris. Now OECD organize PISA. What is PISA? It is Program for International Student Assessment. This program is organized every 3 years. Now India is going to take part in PISA 2021 and India is going to take part in this event after a long time. One more important point. For this recent meeting, China was the president of this FATF. As per the Consolidated Guidelines released by MSME Ministry, the MSME would be known by which name? So MSME would be known by Udyam, and this word is similar to enterprise. So the MSME registration process is now known as Udyam registration. Which state has become the first to amend Industries Facilitation Act for all small, medium and large scale industries? So this news was already covered in our news section, and Karnataka is the first such state to amend this act for all small, medium and large scale industries. Now answer in comment box which are 2 states which have already amended this act for small scale industries only. This was already discussed. Which Indian state has launched a plan called Mahaparvana to attract fresh investment? So this was launched by Maharashtra to attract investment. Who is the head of committee constituted to investigate the fire incident happened in Assam's Baghjan oil well? So this committee is to be headed by Justice B.P. Katke. And recently this committee was constituted by NGT. What is NGT? It is National Green Tribunal. Now NGT is a statutory body. It has been constituted as per the provisions of National Green Tribunal Act of 2010. The principal bench of NGT is in New Delhi, while the other regional benches are in Pune, Bhopal, Chennai and Kolkata. The chairperson of NGT is a retired judge of Supreme Court. Presently, Justice Adarsh Kumar Goel is the chairperson of NGT. Justice Lokeshwar Singh Pant was the first chairperson of NGT. Which state has launched a unified portal to provide information about job vacancies in government and private sectors? So recently, this was launched by Goa. The Chief Minister of Goa is Pramod Sawant, and recently Goa launched this portal to provide information about the job vacancies in both public and private sector. Which steroid has been added in the COVID-19 treatment protocol by the Union Health Ministry? So recently Health Ministry added Dexamethasone. Now Dexamethasone is a steroid and the efficacy of this Dexamethasone was found during recovery trial. Now I have already uploaded a special video on this topic on Civils Academy channel. You can watch it if you find it relevant. So this recovery trial is related to UK. Recently UK was also in news because of Global Vaccine Summit, and during that summit India pledged $15 million for GAVI. Answer in comment box what is GAVI. Skills Build is an online learning platform of which technology company? So this is an online learning platform of IBM, and for that purpose IBM has partnered with DGT. What is DGT? It is Directorate General of Training and it is under Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. So why this initiative was in use? Because it is an online learning platform to provide free online course to support the job seekers and entrepreneurs. So these were the most important questions of today's quiz. Now we are going to cover some important news. So feel free to skip it at your own risk if you do not like the format. So the first news is related to National Statistics Day. So this day was celebrated on 29th of June as it is the birth anniversary of Professor P.C. Mahalanobis. Now, in the context of Professor P.C. Mahalanobis, there is a Mahalanobis model and it is related to second 5-year plan. A special video on this topic has already been uploaded. Now, this National Statistics Day is celebrated on 29th of June, while World Statistics Day is celebrated on 20th of October, and it is celebrated every 5 years. Last time it was celebrated in 2015, and this time it will be celebrated in 2020. Apart from that, 29th of June is also celebrated as International Day of Tropics. Next news is related to Bankim Chandra Chatterjee. So, recently his birth anniversary was celebrated on 27th of June, and he was well-known novelist, poet and author of our national song Vande Mataram. Next is related to former Prime Minister P.V. Narasimha Rao. So recently his anniversary was celebrated on 28th of June, and he was the 9th Prime Minister of our country, and he was Prime Minister from 1991 to 1996, and he is considered as the father of economic reforms. Next is WeCare project. So what is the full form of WeCare? WeCare stands for Western Economic Corridor and Regional Enhancement. So recently World Bank has sanctioned $500 million for this WeCare Phase 1 project to improve the road connectivity in Bangladesh. Next is UPI multi-bank model. So recently PhonePe partnered with ICICI Bank for this UPI multi-bank model. Next is Tribes India Store. So recently Tribal Affairs Minister Arjun Munda inaugurated the Tribes India Store on the GEM. What is GEM? It is Government E-Marketplace. It is an initiative of Ministry of Commerce, and recently it was in news because of rules of origin norms. Answer in comment box what is this rules of origin. Next is National Productivity Council. So this council is under Commerce Ministry and it is an autonomous body. Recently this organization was in news because of its 49th Governing Council meeting of National Productivity Council, and this meeting was chaired by Commerce and Industry Minister Mr. Piyush Goyal. So this National Productivity Council is related to DPIIT. What is DPIIT? It is Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade, and this DPIIT is under Commerce Ministry. Next is Migrant Labour Commission. So the state government of Madhya Pradesh is going to set up this Migrant Labour Commission to provide the employment opportunities to those migrants who returned back due to COVID-19. Apart from that, Madhya Pradesh was also in news as it is going to launch Kill Corona campaign. On the other hand, Maharashtra was in news as it decided to launch Chase the Virus campaign. Next is Pakistan Stock Exchange. So recently it was in news because of a terrorist attack. This stock exchange is in Karachi in Pakistan, and Mazid Brigade took responsibility for this attack. So you should know that this Pakistan Stock Exchange is in Karachi. Next is Swablamban Crisis Responsive Fund. So recently SIDBI decided to set up this Swablamban Crisis Responsive Fund to facilitate MSME. What is SIDBI? It is Small Industries Development Bank of India. Next is the Young University Ranking 2020. What is the stands for Times Higher Education. So as per this ranking, the Hong Kong University of Science and Technology is on top position, while 2 Indian institutions are in top 100. It is important to note that IIT Ropar is on top from India, and overall it is on 62nd position, while IIT Indore is on 64th position. So these 2 institutions are in top 100 from India. Next is presidential elections of Malawi. So recently Lazarus Chakwera became the new president of Malawi. Next is Adarsh Police Station. So it is an initiative of Chhattisgarh government. Chhattisgarh government was also in news because of Rajiv Gandhi Kisan Nyaya Yojana. So Chhattisgarh government is going to launch this Adarsh Police Station scheme from 1st of July, and this will develop the police stations in the state as ideal police stations. Next is Michael Martin. So recently he became the new Prime Minister of Ireland, and that's why he was in news. Next is Plasma Bank. So Delhi is going to set up the Plasma Bank, and the patients who recovered from the COVID-19 can donate their plasma in this Plasma Bank. Next is Project Platina. So this project has been started by Maharashtra government. Why this has been started? This has been started for the plasma therapy, and this is going to be the world's largest plasma therapy trial for COVID-19 patients. Last news is related to G20. So the president for G20 is Saudi Arabia, And recently, the G20 Extraordinary Virtual Education Ministers meeting held. And in this meeting, our Education Minister Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank participated. So that was all for today's video. Now homework. So first homework is what is Swades scheme. Second homework is what is GEM, that is Government E-Marketplace. And third homework is what is Coro Bot. So that was all for today's video. Thank you.